these sugar numbers. I'm just like impressing myself over here. Good morning. It's time to have some more fattening food. To start out, I'm going to start out with a Noosa yogurt. It has 18 carbs, so that's not terrible for my sugar, and 6 grams of fat. So that's pretty good for a tiny little yogurt. And I'll probably have maybe some cereal with whole milk. So that'll be really good. Hopefully I get like around 15 grams of fat. That's what I'm shooting for. All right, guys, here we go. Day 4 is about to begin of Trikafta, and of course I always have my trusty beech nut applesauce. There you go. Helps everything slide down a lot easier, and I could take like a ton of them at once instead of just one. I was just picking on some Italian bread, really delicious, fresh off the Italian bread, and some sun-dried tomatoes. That's my favorite, but in moderation, of course, because I can't have too many of them. That was really yummy. And these sugar numbers, I'm just like impressing myself over here. I'm nowhere near perfect, but the numbers are getting better and better. Thank God, and I think I'm finally learning after 20 years how to handle insulin the proper way, and how to dose it, when to give it, and like how it works. Yes, it took me almost 20 years, but finally got here. And yeah, you can see here just now 86. If you guys can't see, there you go. So 86, yeah, pretty good. Even lower than my new normal range, so it'll help my average out. And hopefully my A1C continues to get better and better. I don't always share much about the diabetes ends of things, but yeah, to give you guys a little bit of update, I'm still using an insulin pump, of course, which could get a little bit tricky when you sort of run out of sites, because it has to go where there's fat, and eventually scar tissue builds up from usage over all those years in those same spots. So now I have moved on to putting the needle in my leg. I use the True Steel, so I use an actual needle that stays in for 3 days and gets changed every 3 days. Whereas years ago when I first started on my pump, I was using, you insert the site, the needle comes out, and a little tiny catheter about this big stays in under the skin. But those were bending on me, so I wasn't getting the proper amount of insulin. So now, for the last, I want to say like 8 years, I have been using the True Steel ones with Tandem now. The last 5 months I've been using Tandem's True Steel ones, and before that I was using Medtronic's Shore Tees. It's working out well lately. My endocrinologist had told me, really use your legs up, keep using them, and when that runs out, find another spot, use that spot, and hopefully in time those other spots heal. So I haven't used my stomach in many years, but I still notice there's a lot of scar tissue. Stomach isn't the right word, my abdominal area, but there's still a lot of scar tissue. And then I try and save my arms for my CGM, because each week I switch back and forth between the right, left arm, just, and there's not too much fat on my arm, so it makes it a little hard. And then, yeah, so it's just rotating the sites and giving them the right amount of insulin and staying on top of things. The continuous glucose monitor has definitely impacted my life. Like, it gave me the confidence to take insulin, to take it on time, and it helps me realize when I'm going high that I could give more insulin, and when I'm about to go low that I could eat enough sugar so that I don't wind up passing out. That was always my fear. When I was younger, I had a situation where I pretty much almost passed out, in a sense. And there you go. That beeping is alerting me of a low glucose alert. But since I checked, they know I'm still 86 and I'm not like 50s or 40s. So, yeah. That's what the CGM does. And that's what I was going to tell you guys. It just alerts you before it happens, and it has arrows and stuff that show you the trend that you go in. So that's what the diabetes ends of things is working. I don't know if the Trikafta will impact my diabetes at all. It would be great if it did, but I'm thinking there's way too much damage to my pancreas because I don't produce insulin anymore. In order to get that working, that'd have to be a miracle. But the way this med is going, I can't say it wouldn't do anything. I don't know. I'm highly impressed by what's happening, and I still can't believe it that I can breathe and not be out of breath and feel well and energized. So I don't know diabetes-wise if it'll help me. I guess we'll see and keep you guys posted. And I started exercising about 2 weeks ago. So I will continue to do that as much as I can and feel up to it. And I think the exercise will give me a boost too. And I think now that I started Trikafta just 3 days ago, I think I'm gonna have even more energy to exercise. Things are steady. I think I told you guys in the other video, my last vlog, maybe 2 vlogs ago, that my kidneys are, that's the biggest problem right now, is trying to stabilize those at whatever kidney function I could be at. I spoke with my doctor yesterday, and my kidney blood work last showed that I came down again. So my function dropped now to, I think I told you guys it was 25% last time, 21% now. So I'm hoping that's to stabilize too. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Guys, it's dessert time. He's like a little kid.
Posing for my
got
cupcake
his
picture.
chocolate cupcake. I got my vanilla cupcake. We got some nice
you
coffee.
take it right out of the wrapper, and it's got
French vanilla
inside.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fancy
delicious.
these ones, huh?
Yeah, right?
Unseasoned.
They were a whole 25 cents more than the regular ones.
The rest of the cupcakes are up here, hanging out with my dirty nebulizers that have to be sterilized and clean. But there you go. Cupcakes. You guys will get to us, I promise. Guys, good morning. Chef's PT time with my beautiful purple vest. I got my chromosome going. Here we go. Day 5 of Trikafta. This morning's high fat is an Ensure. It's 11 grams of fat and 45 carbs. So that is a lot of insulin for me, but it's worth it. I get about 6 units, but it's worth it because if my sugar's too high, then I'm not gonna gain any weight. So it's important to dose the right amount of insulin. That way I absorb those calories along with I'm getting the fat, so I might as well get those calories because with CF we are always calorie deprived. Sorry, I didn't realize how loud that TV was. So yeah, getting the calories is really important. And I'm doing my therapy and I'm barely coughing. I'm choosing to cough in between positions just to see if there's any mucus down there. And so far, I've only coughed once out of 2 positions of my vest going, which means for me positions is every 5-minute intervals. And then I increase my settings as we go along. But I literally just cough regularly, like an easy cough, not like anything forceful the way I used to have to. And I have like a mouthful of mucus, so it's amazing how this medication is working. And I know that it's not just the therapy that's making me cough, because before I started this medication, my cough was pretty dry. However, I knew there was mucus stuck down there. I just couldn't get it out. So this pill is really changing the way my lungs and the way my cells are working, I believe. It's definitely helping control the production of it and not produce nowhere near as much so far, just on day 5. And also just now the mucus that I coughed out was like clear, literally like almost water. It was clear. It's still a little bit thicker than your average, in a regular person, but it was clear. And normally I cough up dark yellow, sometimes green. So yeah, and usually I have streaks of blood throughout. So that hasn't happened, thank God. And I think we're sort of going in the right path. It's pretty cool. I'm really still just like, me and my husband were talking last night, and we are just completely mind blown by this. Just like, it's actually here. Trikafta is here, and it's approved, and I'm on it. And those pills are not placebo, they're real. And it's amazing. Hi guys, good evening. I'm just driving with Rosario to take his bus by the school and park it there, because we're not allowed to park it on the street near our house after 6 p.m. So yeah, he's able to park it by the school. So we're just bringing it to the school around the corner. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
That's the way it looks on the menu. I asked them if I could have
got
iced
excited 'cause they make
decaf
decaf.
coffee, and they were like, well, we don't have it, but we can make it for you. So that was really nice. It's good. I just have to add some sugar, a sweetener or something. Wow. I just had a very interesting moment. I went to just blow my nose, and like, holy cow, the mucus was just, not to be graphic, was just like pouring out. And it was still a little thick, so it was kind of like getting stuck to my nostrils.
Like a rope.
Yeah, he said it's like a rope. Yes, like a magic trick. That's what it was like. Because I went through like, usually I use tissues, but lately I've been blowing my nose with paper towels, because I know I'm just gonna need like 15 tissues at a time. So I just been using like a bunch of paper towels, because that's how thick it is coming out. And wow, I like, when I do sinus rinses on a regular basis without Trikafta, I can't even get anywhere near that out. Now it's just like pouring out. It's amazing. So anyway, day 5 is coming to an end. We just finished a delicious dinner. And then I finished off with a cupcake, and he finished off with a ice cream cone. There you go. We're gonna relax on the couch, and we'll see you guys at day 6 of Trikafta. Well guys, the night actually didn't come to an end just yet. I realized I only had 5 units left in my insulin pump, so I am changing my insulin pump site. I have a new cartridge all filled. I'm gonna insert it into the pump here and prime it.